Hey everybody, it's Kim from Scrap, and welcome to my video for the scrapbook and layout hop. Today I'm going to make a 12 by 12 layout using this DCWV paper from the Trade Wind stack. So when I saw the post about doing a layout hop, I thought this is perfect because I actually have 3 layouts I need to do. You know, it's graduation season and it's time for all the kiddies to walk in their cap and gowns, and I thought the perfect gift would be to do a framed piece with their graduation photo and their graduation information for them to have for years to come. So I did a little research and was looking for graduation layouts and, you know, some inspiration, and I basically found nothing. I could not find anything about graduation. I found cards, but no layouts. So I stressed over it a little bit and finally came to the conclusion I'm just going to do it myself. So while these are for graduation, or the one I'm going to show you is for graduation, it's not all cap and gown and mortar boards and diplomas and something. It's more of it has, you know, the graduation announcement on it, but it's more of a decor piece, I feel. So using the Trade Wind stack, I picked out this lovely paper because this is one of the colors of the school. It's like a maroon red color, and I picked out this coordinating piece. This coordinating piece I just cut at 6 inches to capture this. This is going to be like my embellishment because it is a flat frame, so I don't have I don't want a lot of dimension. So starting with a 12 by 12 base, this is 6 by 12, and then I just cut a piece of cardstock at 6 by 11. So I'm gonna put this in this area, and since this is 11 inches long, I'll have a ½ inch here, a ½ inch here, so I want to make sure there's a ½ inch down there. And then I'm just going to use this side of the black paper to line up the designer paper on top, so I get the base paper, I guess you could call it, showing on this side as well. What I did was take the invitation and basically deconstruct it. Invitations are usually folded so there's not information on front and back of the same piece. So I just unfolded it and cut everything down to appropriate size where I could use it on this layout. And that gave me, well, first I'll show you this. This is the front of the invitation with the seal on it, and it says Class of 2011, and it was embossed, like dry embossed, and it had like a little ridge in it, so I used that as my guide. So I cut this down to 4.5 this way by 2 3/4. So then I got same piece of black cardstock as down here, this strip, and I cut it to 4 3/4 by 3, so I could have this little border. And then I took this cardstock, and I picked this cardstock because it kind of plays, you know, brings in this background here, plus the photo I'm using. I think it marries them well together. So you'll see that in a minute. This is cut at 5 by 3/4. So basically what I did was, this was my determining factor, and I just added a ½ inch to this and then added another ½ inch to that, to the gray. So when it's all lined up, you'll have this double mat, and I'm going to place that right there. So then I wanted to use the actual information, I cut this down. I was very careful cutting it. And I cut it to 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. So it would be even around all the edges. And then I cut a piece of gray cardstock at 3 3/4 by 4 1/4, which is basically just a 1/2 inch larger than the information. And I'm going to mat that, and then this is going to go on the black. That's why I didn't do the other black mat, because this is going to kind of be like an opposite play. This is the, the invitation gray black, invitation black gray. So that was my thoughts on that. This is the little name card, and I have it turned over backwards because I'm not sure if Mom wants the, how they use the first, middle, and last name. So that's why I'm not showing it. But this is 3 1/8 by 1 1/2. So I cut my black cardstock at 3 3/8 by 1 3/4, like that. And then I cut my grayish cardstock at 3 5/8 by 2. Again, just adding a 1/2 inch each time. And that's going to go right here. And as you can see, I'm going to leave this part of the designer paper as kind of like my embellishment, which I love because it says unlock the imagination. So I thought that was, kind of inspirational for a graduation layout. And then we have the picture, which again I'm turning over. And I had this printed at 5 by 7, and then I cut it to 5 by 5, which is okay because of the sizing of the picture and everything. I didn't like chop off her head or anything. So then I cut the black mat at 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and then my gray mat is at 5 1/2 by 5 1/2, and it's going to go, let me move that over a little bit, it's going to go right here. So hopefully, without seeing the picture and the name, I know it's kind of distracting, but that's going to be my graduation layout for my little cousin who's graduating. So I'm going to tape all this down, and hopefully I'll have a picture to show you at the end with a few things covered up. But hopefully you can find some inspiration from this, and I know it's last minute, but get those graduation presents done. And I will see y'all on the next video. Bye. Hey everybody, so there ended up being 2 installments to this video. I know the layout hop was for 1 layout, but as I mentioned, I had to, well, I didn't have to make 3, but I wanted to make 3 of these for graduation presents. And I've talked to all the mommies, so it's okay to show the pictures. So I thought I would share the other 2 layouts that I made with you. This one I used the same stack, the Tradewind stack, and it's very similar to the other one, as you can see. But the photo that I got in the graduation invitation was this one right here. It's black and white, and I had it blown up to a 5 by 7. And this one, her graduation was this gray color. So that's why I felt the blue would be a good choice, even though that's not her school color. So I decided not to use the school seal on this one, but they had this little poem in the invitation as a part of the invitation, so I wanted to use that instead. And then there's her little name card. And what else did I want to mention? Oh, I used 2 pieces of the designer paper. You can see the world map one here, And then I cut a 6-inch strip and I laid this designer paper in the middle. So kind of like the other one, but not exactly. And then I didn't use any black matting on this one because I wanted it to be more light and fresh, or I guess that's not the right word, but I wanted a different feel to it. And the other thing I wanted to mention was this is the inside of her invitation, and it had this admission by ticket only in case of inclement weather note, which I totally did not want to include. But if I would have lined it up this way, I would have cut off Friday right here. And if I would have lined it up this way to cut it off, then I would have ended up cutting off the Vikings' feet. So I was kind of stuck with it. And the invitation, you know, did come over more, but I just cut it here. So that's why it's offset. But I think it works. So not 100% happy with it, but you know how you have to deal with what you got. So that's what I did. So that's the second one. And then the third one is more traditional because it's for a guy. And you know how they're harder to scrapbook for, at least for me. So this is the one that I made for the guy in the group. And this background paper, I don't know if it's going to show up, but it's embossed. It's the DCWV pack Tattered Time, and it's the Black Gears page. And then I had this gray paper, so basically I just cut the gray paper down to 10 by 10 and put it in the middle, so I had the inch border all the way around. His picture was very dark, as you can see all the black around, so that's why I chose to do the white matting. And then I cut up his invitation, which was a true white cardstock, and did the black around there, vice versa. And then I decided to bring the gears to the front by cutting some chipboard with the Tim Holtz gear set die. And then I painted them black with acrylic paint, and then I UT'd them to give them that nice glossy finish, and that hopefully that's picking up. That gives it that that nice look on there. So, and then what I did, the front of his invitation had the seal or coat of arms on it. So I took this punch 1 3/4, lined it up oh so carefully, held my breath, and punched it out. And I actually got it. And as you can see, the middle size gear from the Tim Holtz die, it was just perfect, the circumference of it. So I just adhered that there, and that's how I used the seal or coat of arms for his school. So that's the 3 graduation layouts I did. I hope this gives you some inspiration, some good ideas in case you need to whip out some last minute projects. And like I said, all 3 mommies said it was okay to use pictures. So what I'm going to do is put some still photos at the end of this video. And this is a hop. So the length, I can't talk. The link to the next person in the hop will be down in the description. And what you will also find down in the description is the link to our sponsor, which is oh so cool. So please be sure to check that out, and click like if you like it, and I'll put the link to my blog down below and all the good information and everything. And I can't wait to see your comments on everything, and I hope y'all have a great time hopping along all the YouTube channels, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye.